Little Rock Trojans to play in front of their home crowd, and the Trojans will back control the tip, and it is Jordan Jefferson ready to get things going.
And Little Rock here trying to get off to a good start. That has been a issue that has plagued them for much of this season, falling into early holes to start the game.
Here's Jefferson looking for somebody. Again, the senior Terrell Curtis getting the start. Great moment for the Maumelle native. There's Jefferson from downtown as that one bounces in and out.
No good for Jefferson there, but he has been shooting the ball well, really playing some good basketball late in his freshman campaign.
Really nice defense there. I don't know if Jefferson or maybe it was Curtis who got a piece of that basketball. Anyway, it's knocked away, and Myron Gardner over to Jefferson. Myron Gardner, of course, fresh off the first ever triple-double in Little Rock history. Trojans are going to need a big night from Myron.
Yeah, saw a lot of playmaking ability from Gardner on Thursday, and Curtis there getting the start on senior night, picks up the offensive foul, tries to make the move baseline. Coastal Carolina defender beats him to the spot.
Yeah, it's a tough break when you're a senior getting the start, all excited, probably anticipation, the juice is flowing a little bit. You pick up a charge just like that.
Yeah, just a little overzealous there on the drive. I feel like officials are a little overzealous with charge calls in general, but he picks up the whistle either way.
Don't see a lot of Friday night games here during the season, but of course these games moved up a day each because the conference tournament gets going next week. Still a lot of seeding to be played for over the final game across the Sun Belt Conference. There's Curtis with some really nice defense tipped, and it's going to stay with Coastal, but he'll get a nice round of applause for the defensive effort.
And Terrell Curtis, make no mistake, this man's a gamer. Came in late in overtime against UTA and hit some big shots, made the three-pointer from the corner. He had 5 points in that overtime period. Really sparked Little Rock to that victory over the Mavericks.
Probably one of the most fun games you'll ever see, especially for these Trojan fans. Excited. What an unbelievable game that was. I mean, going back to that really quick, I mean, Little Rock was just running out of bodies.
They literally were. They were down to, I believe that was their last man on the bench. Curtis comes in, makes some big shots, and just was a really fun game, fun win for the Trojans.
Well, here's Williams, kind of an awkward shot as the shot clock was winding down, but just the man right there, Curtis, who gets the rebound and then picks up a foul, and he'll get a nice round of applause from the Trojan faithful.
And Curtis making his presence felt.
First personal going against Garrett Green, as now Little Rock will try and get on the board first. As we talked about his senior so much, here's the freshman DJ Smith that has been such a fun part of this Trojan squad his first year. Not a big vocal guy, but man, he can facilitate. Yeah,
has had some really good moments starting at point guard for Little Rock. Another freshman there, Jefferson in the backcourt. This Trojans backcourt with two freshmen, they're set up very nicely for the future.
Really good defense there by the Shots. Is now in transition. They look to get on the board first. Here's a wide open three-ball attempt, and that one is in by Vince Cole, who gets our first bucket of the ball game.
And that's Vince Cole, the senior from Charleston, South Carolina, averaging 15 points per game on the season.
How about Smith answering with a triple of his own? The freshman playing like a senior early on this senior night.
And DJ Smith, the three-point line resurgence for the freshman. He hit a three-pointer earlier in this year, went something like 12 or 13 games without a made triple after that first one, and then came alive against UTA, and since then has shot the ball much better from deep.
That confidence is really built as the season has gone on. Now he's in a little bit of trouble positioning-wise, but instead draws the charge and lets out a little bit of a scream, and that's going to go against Rudy Williams.
Williams, of course, the player had the big night in the Chanticleers win over Arkansas State on Wednesday night. Williams from Hamilton, Ontario, averaging 14 points per game on the season, had a 31-point performance in Jonesboro.
Both teams with a triple so far. Again, we'll see if Jefferson can get things going as he'll drive and back it out. Myron Gardner, such a huge night. I think by this point in the ballgame, he may have already had 6 or 8 points against App State on a Wednesday night, but he's off the mark on that one, and now Coastal has a chance to take an early lead. The trailer, we talked about him in the pregame, and he's able to knock that one down. Rudy Williams, his first bucket of the night.
Williams got to guard that man. Again, coming off a big-time performance, 31 points. Those were a career high for Williams, also the team high for Coastal on the season. Hit 13 shots against the Red Bulls.
There's Garner getting the defense to draw in. He had about 4 guys surrounding him. Kick out, Jefferson, 3 balls off the mark, and here comes Coastal.
Coastal looking to push.
Oh, what a find inside to the big fella. That is a great bucket inside for Ihsan Mustafa.
And Coach Ellis's teams, they like to get up and down the floor. He always has a lot of length and athleticism that he can put on the court at any given time.
Tried to thread the needle with that pass. Instead, it'll head back to Coastal. And now it appears we're going to get Admir Vasubic checking into the ballgame for his first minutes. Again, Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the first minute since he took that shot on Wednesday night. Ended up losing a couple of teeth.
What a tough dude. Can you imagine getting 2 teeth?
Nope.
I think one was fractured.
That's right.
That was the official diagnosis we got. Still sounds extremely painful. But very tough guy back out here 48 hours later.
Yeah, the injury report with a fractured tooth. No thank you. Good defense by Little Rock to force the outlet pass. And now Basuvic's defense is going to be put to the test. Here's Mustafa going inside off of the glass, and it's Jovan Stulic who just checked in with the rebound. And then Smith catches his shoulder. You name it, Little Rock's dealt with it.
Yeah, 11 different Little Rock players have combined to miss almost 130 games this season. They have dealt with more than their share of injury and illness. So I'm sure Coach Walker is looking forward to getting this team ready to play in the Sun Belt Conference tournament.
What a drive right there by Myron Gardner, who's able to draw the contact again. Myron Gardner, who we did not see until halfway through this season, out of shape by basketball standards, that is. Looking pretty good now, but man, he has worked himself into shape. He's been really good down the stretch, and then of course made a little history on Wednesday.
Yeah, showing he's got some game. Posted the first career triple-double for Little Rock on Wednesday against App State. Really came out of the gate strong. Was putting up, we had him on triple-double watch, I think, 7 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
He had like 6, 4, and 4, and we already knew that it was going to be a special kind of night. He delivered, got to show the most of, I think, to this point in the season, his ball handling and facilitation skills. That's really what makes him special with his size. He's really kind of like almost like a prototypical 4 at this level, but he's got the ability to step outside and handle the ball.
Well, he knocks down 1 and 2. That 3 ball off the mark for Coastal, and here comes Little Rock with a chance. In fact, it's Garner running point back over to Smith. Now he'll take that shot, but instead pulls up, and now he's going to redirect traffic a little bit. Back out to Garner, gets the screen from Admir. Looking for some room. Wide open, Jovan Stulic. 3 ball from the corner, and he lets the faithful know.
I don't know if we should start the counter just yet. I think that's assist number 1 for Myron Gardner on the night. But again, showing his ability to beat his man off the dribble, get into the teeth of the defense, and find open shooters. He is an excellent facilitator from the 4 position.
Stulic extending that defense a little bit, as is Garner. Little Rock switching to that man-to-man. Garner beat off of the dribble. It gets a little bit of help. Here's Jefferson with 10 seconds on the shot clock, playing some defense. Nice job by Jefferson locking up. What a tough shot. The fadeaway will not go. Cole tried to get it to go, and now Little Rock's out of there with it, and here comes Jefferson.
Yeah, and Jefferson there with the board after the good defense. Oh, they're going to get Jefferson with the carry. Don't see that call a lot, but I do think he was guilty of it.
Well, now, if you look over here, Patrick, Jovan Stulic is grabbing his mouth.
Well, we've seen that scene before this week, and it does look like he has some.
I think he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Yep, he is. In fact, I missed if he caught a screen or maybe an elbow or whatever it was, but he's going to have to check out of the game for a second.
Yeah. Going over to see the Little Rock trainer. Again, Basuvic took that tough elbow on Wednesday night. Stulic, it looks like he's okay, coming right back out.
Training staff been busy the past couple of games.
Yeah, team full of tough guys, taking all these shots to the jaw and stepping right back out there.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. We got a pretty good visual here at midcourt. He's got a little bit of a bloody lip. Don't know if he caught an elbow or just ran into a guy. They keep setting these screens on him halfway around midcourt, as that shot is off the mark from Uduje, and now Coastal playing a little defense. Coastal got a little cold over the last 4.
Yeah, Coastal, after starting 2 of 4 from the floor, have missed their last few shots. Knocked down a couple 3-pointers already. That's a number to watch. Little Rock doesn't defend the 3-point line very well. Coastal is a good outside shooting team, shooting almost 37% on the season. So a dangerous team. And Ellis's team over the years, I feel like they're good at creating 3-point opportunities.
That was Jordan Jefferson who picked up the offensive foul, and now Coastal with a chance to try and get into a rhythm offensively. They led this one early on and said they're going to get a foul call, and that's a nice drive inside, but the big fella, that's Deba, who's going to go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, good job there by Deba to drive into the teeth of the defense, draw the contact. He is a junior, averaging 7.5 points per game on the season, 4.5 rebounds. Good defender, averaging almost 1.5 steals per game. Just another really good-looking athlete on the court right now for Coastal Carolina. They always seem to have so many of those kind of long, lengthy guys defensively can just give teams nightmares with their athleticism.
Well, that's going to end a 3-minute scoring drought for the Chants as Deba is able to knock down the first free throw, second one on the way, and that one is good.
Little Rock got to find a way to settle in. 5 turnovers already for Little Rock. Always a number to watch for the Trojans. Not doing a good job of taking care of the ball tonight.
Admir going to the left-handed dribble, trying to get out of his hands, giving it back over to Myron. You can tell Coastal saw the game on Wednesday. They are all over Myron Gardner to start this one. Stulich back out to Smith. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Trojans got to hurry. Smith to his left hand. Got to get something up. Here's Stulich just firing desperately, and that's nowhere close.
Yeah, going to come up short. Going to assume that the Coastal Carolina defender got a hand on that shot.
Really nice defense from the Chants on that possession, and they've been really good as of late. 3 turnovers for Little Rock in the last 2 minutes, and now Coastal with that 3-point lead trying to get something going. Patrick, both these teams kind of struggling offensively early.
Yeah, that they are. Neither team has really been able to find much of a rhythm earlier as we get another drive here from Coastal. A lot of contact there, but no whistle.
Looks like as DJ Smith was trying to hang on to the ball and get it back into, I think that was Myron who helped him out on the block. His foot stepped on the line, so he'll stay with Coastal.
Yeah, and Coastal, this is what they've done all year long. They make it really tough for teams to score. They're only giving 38% shooting from the floor, and that is a number. I don't know where that ranks nationally, but that is an outstanding number. Surely at or near the top of the Sun Belt Conference.
DJ Smith checks out. Isaiah Palermo getting his first action of the night. Williams back over to Deba. And now we got a turnover as Jovan Stulich able to get the steal. He looks ahead to Palermo, forced it in there. Kind of a wild shot there by Palermo. And now Coastal's got a chance to run the floor a little bit. And an interception. Boy, oh boy, looking like Jalen Ramsey playing defense out there was Myron Gardner. Picks it off now to Jefferson. Back out to Palermo, and after a couple of turnovers, both these teams had a chance. Here's Garner off of the mark on that 3-point attempt.
Yeah, neither team there doing the best job of executing their transition offense. Both Little Rock takes a bad shot, and Coastal gives it right back.
Boy, they're just playing hot potato right now. Somehow this one finds its hands into Rudy Williams, who knocks down his second triple of the day.
Yeah, got to find that man again, coming off that 31-pointer. At Arkansas State, knocked down 13 shots in Jonesboro. Got to get that man out of his rhythm.
Well, this guy's trying to find a rhythm. How about Myron Gardner knocking down the triple?
And he's just, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about with Gardner. He has really played so well the last few games on offense. Stepping out and hitting 3-point shots, being an excellent distributor of the basketball. Almost playing that point forward role right now for Little Rock.
Really nice defense from Little Rock. Got the double team. Coastal able to get rid of it now. Williams trying to hang on to it. Deba drives. And looked like it slipped out of his hand. Wanted the foul call, doesn't get it. This thing's bouncing everywhere, and now it's back into Deba's hands. And hang on, we're going to.
As a head coach, just a legend in the profession, and continues to do a good job for Coastal Carolina.
He would love to see his team certainly pick up the offense as that shot is off of the mark.
Jefferson there with another nice rebound. Just continues to impress as a true freshman, just adding pieces to his game each week.
That was Lockheed's first shot attempt of the night. We'll see if Little Rock can get the offense going. They go to the fella, and now we're getting travels, and I think Little Rock in this offense may disagree with a couple of these travel calls and maybe a carry, but one too many steps for Marich. Oh,
yep.
He did it too.
Shuffled his feet.
He did.
Yep.
Three ball attempt from the corner is good. What a shot there. Beautiful looking stroke from Uduje.
And Diba gave up. Looked like almost a wide open layup for that corner three. I was amazed when he passed the ball, but worked out for him.
Another turnover for Little Rock. 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds. The drive by Diba tried to go to the right hand, but instead they're going to get a blocking call inside on Jefferson, who I think his feet were in the cylinder.
Yeah, we'll get another look.
Oh, yeah, right foot.
Going to be the second on Jefferson. I believe that's going to be the first Little Rock player with 2. It is, in fact, only 14 fouls for the Trojans right now. Only 14 fouls for Coastal as well. So not a ton of whistles to start this one.
So Diba will go to the line. He's already made a couple. That'll be his 3rd of the first half.
Diba, another good-looking player for this Coastal Carolina team. Junior, 6'6", averaging averaging 7.5 points per game on the season. Averaged double figures as a sophomore. Has seen those numbers decrease each of the last 2 seasons.
Myron Gardner's obviously been the focus of this offense, having that triple-double just 2 nights ago, but who would you like to see get involved for this Trojans offense? They got to get somebody cooking here a little bit if they're going to make a run.
I think C.J. White's primary candidate right now. Senior night for him, coming off a 20-point performance. And I think athletically, he's the kind of guy that, frankly, can match up well with Coastal Carolina. Little Rock, Jordan Jefferson there steps outside and knocks it down. Jefferson and Smith are both smaller guards. White, probably the only perimeter player for Little Rock that has the size to really go up against and match up well with these bigger Coastal defenders.
You saw the reach there from Nicola Marich, trying to get things going defensively. And Nicola, who we missed so much time, and we always trying to figure things out. He looked a little sluggish on Wednesday, hoping to find his groove tonight, but picks up sort of a little bit of a silly foul out of position.
Yeah, I think the word we used a lot on Wednesday was rust. I think you're still seeing a little bit of that tonight. He's only 10 points away from 1,000. I'm sure he wants to get going and check that off his resume. Having a tough start, though.
Well, Palermo gets the steal, feeds over to Smith. 3-ball attempt. That one is off the mark. Would have been big for Little Rock to cut this lead down to 5. Instead, Coastal with a chance to extend it. And hello, what a feed. That was a beautiful pass from Cole, and the throwdown and the finish as Coastal's now up double digits.
And Coastal getting just enough in transition right now. They're out to a 10-point lead. Little Rock struggling on offense. This Coastal defense, again, they came into tonight only allowing 38% shooting on the season, and so far Little Rock's under that mark. 3 of 10 to start this game.
And we've got another offensive foul. That one's going to go against C.J. White. It's a 7-0 run for Coastal, and Little Rock scratching their heads looking for answers offensively.
Yeah, looking for answers. Again, tough shooting to start 3 of 10, and that is going to be Little Rock's 8th turnover of this first half. So that's always, or has been, it seems like, for a few years now, an area of concern for Little Rock each game. They've got to keep their turnovers under control. Not doing a good job of that so far tonight.
Coastal looking to build on this lead even more. The feed back out to Williams. Good ball movement by the Chanticleers. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. You can see Darrell Walker preaching with his team to play a little defense. Here's Lakai with the drive. He'll go to the right hand, off of the mark, and rebounded by C.J. White. What a steal there by Mustafa. Isaiah Palermo just lost the handle, and then the feed up ahead to Lakai, who just could not handle it, and it's going to go back to Little Rock.
Yeah, Palermo sloppy with the ball on one end, and Lakai sloppy with it. Sloppy, that was an intended pun. That was an accident. Sloppy with the ball on the other end as we get another look here.
You get a golf clap. You get a golf clap.
Yeah, that was bad. But, yeah, Palermo not doing a good job, adding to Little Rock's woes in terms of turnovers. That's the 9th of the game for the Trojans, and we're just a little over halfway through this first half.
Under 8 minutes left to play in this first half. We'll see if Little Rock can get things going offensively. Marich looking for Smith off of the screen. He'll pull up from the elbow, and that one just in and out. Trojans just not getting a friendly roll here at home, and now Coastal with a chance to add to their lead.
Yeah, Little Rock having a tough time getting clean looks, and then on the occasions when they do, not knocking them down. It's Cole buries the triple for Coastal Carolina. That's going to be the 5th made three-pointer of the game for the Shunts.
Man, the St. John's transfer looking fantastic early in this one. 13-point lead for Coastal as here's Marich. White battling down low inside. He wants it, and he'll go up, and he is rejected.
It's just cleaned up on the glass and added 10 assists to post the first triple-double in Little Rock's program history.
I was just so impressed with his ability to facilitate the basketball, looking like a true one at times out there. The vision, unbelievable, and the Georgetown transfer has lived up to the billing since his time started here in Little Rock. As that three ball is off the mark from C.J. White. Here comes Williams running, looking to go, and I don't know if that was deflected or bounced out of bounds. In fact, Jovan Stulic pleading his case. It was tipped, and it'll stay with Coastal.
And Little Rock just having all sorts of issues on offense. They're not getting clean looks. Haven't scored in almost 5 minutes, and the turnovers right now, they've turned it over 9 times, and that's led to 10 Coastal Carolina points.
And they're going to get an offensive foul. It looks like that one's going to go against somebody set a screen. It was Garrett Green, excuse me, called for the foul.
And Coastal right now on a 15-3 run, including the last 10 over the past 3.5 minutes. So Little Rock's got to find a way to reverse the momentum here as we have 7 minutes until halftime.
Trojans just 3 of 13 from the field. Just looking to string together a couple of buckets, a nice possession defensively, but there's just been sloppy play as Marich takes one deep, and that one is off the mark. A quick shot.
Yeah, I feel like that's a frustration shot there by Marich. That's not a shot that he likes to go to often. Doesn't take many three-pointers. Feel like he's maybe a little frustrated that he's not been able to get the action in the post that he typically can get to.
What a great offensive rebound by Lakai. Williams looking for a little help. Cole going back inside. A good job by Stulic to get his hand in there. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cole will drive to the left. Skip pass. Good ball movement. Here's Williams. This is the look he wants. 3-ball attempt, and that one is off the left side of the rim. Smith, the smallest guy on the floor, gets the rebound.
That was really good ball movement by Coastal Carolina and got the shot to Williams, their big-time scorer, but just couldn't knock it down.
Admir goes back out to Smith. Thought about the three. And now Admir is going to have to go back inside. CJ gets it. Little Rock needing something. CJ White, can he provide a spark? No, sir, but Nikola Marich gets the board, and then he's blocked. Now Basuvic gets it back. He goes to the left hand and the hook, and Admir Basuvic, the dentist himself, ends the scoring drought.
Basuvic stops the bleeding for Little Rock. That ends a scoring drought of more than 6 minutes. Basuvic, the senior, to the rescue.
Jovan Stulic jumped early, but it gets bailed out by a 3-ball attempt that's missed by Cole. Here comes C.J. White driving to the left, and they're going to get a bump on Deshaun Thomas. Correction, that's Deba getting called for the foul.
And that will send White to the foul line. So they're going to call that a shooting foul. I thought that, I mean, just to me, that looked like it was before he went up with the shot, but we'll take it.
Good job by White to get his arms up. Unfortunately, he misses the first of the free throw. So C.J. White, again, we mentioned it, big night on Wednesday. It's hard to say a quiet 20 points, but it really felt like a quiet 20 points, just being overshadowed by that Myron Gardner triple-double. C.J. still yet to get things going in this one.
Yeah, misses the front end there, does make the second free throw. And on the season, before that miss, he was shooting right around 90% from the foul line on the season. So would like to see him get going. Did have that 20-point effort on Wednesday. That was his 7th double-figure scoring effort of the season.
Little Rock switching to that zone defense. Here's Cole on the drive. Nice job by White to force the turnover. Here comes Smith. Can Little Rock get some offense going? White, top of the key, needing a little help. Garner, he'll take that shot all day. Instead, the pump fake, the drive, and the dish over to Jovan Stulic, a 3-ball attempt, and that one comes up just short. It seems like Little Rock maybe just doesn't have their legs early in this ball game.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to create many good looks, and I don't know if it's fatigue from having to work so hard on offense, but shots just aren't falling for Little Rock early in this game.
Coastal also getting after the offensive glass. They've got 4 offensive rebounds already. And now we're going to get a foul. And that one will go against Smith and the Trojans.
And that'll put Coastal Carolina into the bonus. Both teams will be shooting free throws on whistles the rest of the way here in this first half.
Little Rock looking for anything offensively. 1 of their last 10 so far. That offensive performance, Little Rock looked really good on Wednesday. Appalachian State just offensively couldn't miss from downtown early in that ball game. And really the Mountaineers offense was a little too much, but you know, 48 hours ago, this Trojans offense was humming a little bit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of credit you got to give it to this Coastal Carolina defense. Again, they're only surrendering or giving up 38% shooting on for the entire season. I mean, this is a par for the course effort. But even by their standards, I should say, this has been exceptional. Little Rock is shooting 22% to start this game. Trojans have made just 4 of their 18 shot attempts.
No surprise by a Cliff Ellis basketball squad playing excellent defense. I'm sure Coach very happy with his team so far in this ball game. C.J. White tried to force feed it inside to Stulich. Instead, it's another turnover for Little Rock, and now the Shants with a chance to run. Here's Williams. What a feed inside to Deba. He'll go back outside, and now Coastal will reset. Williams the drive. Another good feed, and that one's tipped away, though. Good defense by C.J. White. Myron Gardner may just start to create himself, looking for anything, and he goes to the left hand. It's off of the mark, and now I think Cole may have caught an elbow or something to the face. He is down.
Word excessive there, but he definitely did catch him with that right elbow in the face. Again, very similar to it was along the baseline. Basuvic's shot to the face was, but it was similar to the shot Basuvic took that resulted in him losing a tooth and having another fractured on Wednesday night.
That was brutal.
That was brutal. shout out to the hero Dennis, who came down out of the stands and took a look at Basuvic there on the bench, and was a huge help.
If you didn't get a chance to join us on that broadcast, we had ice in the area on Wednesday night, so a lot of folks could not make it into the ball game. We did not have the biggest crowd in the world on Wednesday, and luckily for Admir, we did have a dentist in the house as Coastal adds to their lead with Deba, lays it up and in.
And Trojans right now just having a really tough time. 4 of 19 from the floor. They've turned it over 10 times. And Coastal Carolina is just giving Little Rock a tough time on offense. C.J. White provides a spark, makes a 3, has a chance at the 4-point play. I was just about to say, the one thing Little Rock does have forward of its now 5 made field goals. 4 of those are 3-pointers. Little Rock has made 4 triples already.
Trojans fans, Patrick, keep talking that smack. Let's do it. It's going to help out. Let's go.
Yeah. White there knocks down the triple. Hopefully that can get him going. Had a big game on Wednesday night offensively.
Well, funny enough, I mean, C.J. White able to knock down that triple, 4-point play. That's how you get back into a ball game when you're down 14.
He must have heard me. He was motivated, clearly. After all that smack I was talking about the Trojan offense.
I thought he looked at you.
He did. He gave me he had a furrowed brow when he looked over here.
It's his senior night, man. Come on. Well, Coastal would love to get back on track offensively. Mustafa going to work on Basuvic. He's looking for a cutter. Nice swipe there from Marich to get the steal.
Coastal's also been a little sloppy on offense. That's going to be their 9th miscue.
Here's
almost matching Little Rock.
Stulich turns around, gives a fist pump, and yells at the crowd. He's fired up. About a 7-0 run for Little Rock.
Stulich, fiery guy. Remember, he had that intense moment late in the game against App State on Wednesday night. He has been playing with a ton of passion of late.
And there's an offensive foul. They are going to get the big fella, Mustafa Jordan Jefferson. Nice job following on that screen. And now Little Rock, in 45 seconds, has turned this game around.
Yeah, suddenly you got the 4-point play. Little Rock fighting their way back in this thing, now down 7. And Coastal Carolina just as sloppy with the ball as Little Rock at this point. Both teams with 10 turnovers.
Here's White. Looking to keep that offensive momentum going. Back out to Marich. Gets Thomas on his feet, then goes to the left hand. He gets the and one. What a turn of events here at the Jack Stevens Center as the big fella, Marco, can make it a 3-point play and a 10-0 run.
Yeah, you had the 4-point play by C.J. White. You had the triple by Stulich, and now a chance at an old-fashioned 3-point play from Nicola Marich.
He would be so mad at me that I just called him Marco, too. Nikola Maric making it, in fact, a three-point play. It's a 10-0 run over the past minute, Patrick. 10-0 run in a minute.
Just as I was going into my long spiel about how the Trojans were struggling on offense, they've lit a fire offensively.
So can Coastal get back to work on offense? They're looking for something. They're going to get, oh, wow, what a tough call as Cole fired up after that one, gets the and one. Stulich thought he had position. We want to take another look at this one. I don't know if his feet were outside. Man, that's tough. Oh, that's a tough one, but it goes Coastal's way.
Was tough. You couldn't completely see. Didn't have a really clean look at Stulich's feet there from that angle, but from where we said it looked like his feet were outside the cylinder, and I thought he beat him to the spot, but as it stands, Coastal stops the Little Rock run.
Well, the good news for Little Rock, only a 2-point play, but Coastal gets the offense back on track, ending that 10-0 run. Here's Maric back out to Stulich, over to Jefferson. Again, a 6-point ball game. Coastal led this thing by 14 about a minute and a half ago. Here's White off of the screen. Back over to Jefferson. Minute and a half left to play in this first half. Good defense by Coastal on this possession. Admir, the deep 2-ball attempt, and that one drops. Boy, Little Rock all of a sudden offensively feeling it. That is not a shot you see Admir Basuvic knock down often.
You don't see him take it, but there was no hesitation. That man said, it's senior night. I got an open look. It's going up.
New teeth, new game. 1 minute left in this first half, and we got a ball game. 29-25 Coastal. Cole, man, he is deadly lately as he let the folks know he knocks down a triple. That's quite an answer from Coastal.
Yeah, they've had a couple nice answers here to this Little Rock run.
Here's Maric going to work. He loves to go to the left hand in these situations. Backing down. Fadeaway jumper, that one off of the mark. That was nice defense by Thomas to force a tough shot.
Yeah, that was excellent defense there, not letting Nikola Maric get deep into the post. He loves to get to that baby hook with the left hand.
They get a chance at a 2-for-1 if they hurry. Instead, they're going to back it down. And now with about a 7-8 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, Coastal up 7 with a chance to add to it. Diva double team. Thomas back over to Cole. Cole's been great so far. Instead, CJ smacks it away, and we're going to get a jump ball.
7% on the season.
So here we go. Coastal with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something off Mustafa. I think he may have rushed that just a little bit, and then Basuvic couldn't get the handle, and now it'll go back to Coastal, and Jefferson picks up the foul. Man, what a turn of events in just 2 seconds. Little Rock had an easy rebound, bounced out of their hands, and then Jefferson picks up a quick foul.
And that's going to be third for Jefferson, so take a bad possession, bad turn of events there, and makes it even worse as Jefferson, the freshman, who is so important to this Little Rock team, now has 3 personals.
Man, what a momentum killer for Little Rock. You get this thing back down to a 4-point ball game. Cole hits a big 3. Coastal steps it up on offense, and then you get just a sloppy play, a turnover, a foul, and now Coastal with a chance to go back up 9 just before halftime. Instead, that one rims out. So Maric will give it out to White. We'll see if he can hit a little half-court shot. Instead, a deep 3-ball attempt with the left hand in and out.
They've been there before. They have experience. This Chanticleer's team, I feel like Ellis's teams are always kind of a wild card with the way they defend. They held Little Rock to 49 points in their win in Conway earlier this season, and right now Little Rock just barely on pace to beat that number. 25 points in the first half. The Chanticleer's defense is for real.
I saw the greatest thing ever on Twitter today. Somebody bought a gallon of milk and said, when this expires, it will be Selection Sunday, which is just a great fact to love to see. Here's something Little Rock fans love to see. How about Admir Basuvic stepping up his game on offense today?
Knocked down the jumper earlier this time, getting the offensive rebound, going up with the baby hook. Basuvic giving Little Rock some excellent minutes.
Cole with the teardrop. Can't get it to go, but with the follow, there's Basuvic. Man, 1 minute into the second half, Basuvic already got a board and a bucket.
Playing some good basketball for Little Rock here on senior night. Speaking of some good basketball, Myron Gardner and the way he has played of late, he has been on a tear.
Gets the screen from Admir, looks back over to Jefferson. Jefferson got to be careful. He picked up 3 fouls in the first half. Here's Garner, 6 seconds. He gets the big fella in the air. And how about Myron Gardner? What a smart offensive play. He got the big fella Mustafa to jump and drove right in.
That was some old man basketball right there. Little pump fake at the top of the key. Guy goes flying by him, just puts the dribble down and hits the floater. He utilizes that pump fake very well.
Williams, skip pass over, 3-ball attempt is in. What a shot. Man, that is a beautiful looking stroke from Diba.
And the shots keep it going from deep. That's going to be the 7th made triple of the game. Chanticleer shooting now 50%. Have knocked down 7 of 14 triples.
See if Little Rock can answer on the offensive side. Down 7, 2 minutes into the second half. Admir with a pass over to Stulich, almost knocked away by Cole. Back over to Gardner. Looks like he's going to take this one. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something up. Looking for that pivot foot. Forces it up. That's really good defense inside by Green.
And that's the defense Coastal Carolina's been playing all night, making things so tough for Little Rock. Outside of that late spurt where the Trojans made 4 or 5 shots late in the first half, didn't have much luck at all against the Coastal defense.
Well, here's Green trying to answer on the other end. Misses the 3-ball attempt, but a rebound by Williams, and they're going to get Stulich with the shove out of bounds. Instead of Green missing the 3 and then Williams with the rebound stepping out, Jovan Stulich picking up a frustration foul.
And I believe that's going to be number 3 on Jovan, second Little Rock player with 3 personals, joining Jefferson.
Well, here's Jefferson with the turnover, sloppy inbounds as he's looking to add to that offensive total. Stulich with the follow, gets the bucket.
Good job there for Little Rock. That might be the Trojans' first transition bucket of the game. Little Rock did not have much luck at all getting out in transition against the Chants in that opening half.
So again, Coastal, who by that 10-0 run led by as many as 14 in the first half, now have seen their lead cut down to 5. See if Little Rock can take advantage and get a big stop defensively. I believe that was Admir again who got his paws on the ball, but it's going to stay with Coastal. Little Rock arguing it went off of Diba's knee. Let's see. Like that was Jefferson who tipped it away.
It's a good trip by Little Rock. Looked like Diba had a clean path to the rim. And Diba there gets another good look inside and can't get it to fall.
I don't know what we're going to get here. In fact, they're going to get a travel call on Mustafa. Looked like he rolled over just a tad. It was a mad scramble for it underneath the bucket.
This has certainly not been the prettiest game of basketball to watch. Been neither team shooting it well. Neither team doing a great job of taking care of the basketball, but we have got a tight one here. Feels like Coastal should be up by more than this. They've had their share of runs, just have not been able to pull away from the Trojans.
Myron Gardner comes up a little bit short. It's tipped away by Stulich, but instead Coastal out of there with it. Here's Diba looking for help. Cole has been excellent so far, but this time it's Williams with the left hand. Nice job by Vesuvich just to keep his hands up and stay straight. Did not give up the foul, and now Little Rock again only trailing by 5. As you said it, Patrick, it feels like Coastal has just been in complete control from almost the jump, but Little Rock is not going away.
Yeah, Little Rock has not led in this game. They were tied last when it was 3-3.
Here's Stulich trying to make it a 3-point ball game, and he did just that. He wanted a little contact, thought he got hit on the nose.
Yeah, I thought he was talking to the Coastal player first. I guess he's talking to the official instead, but Stulich has been playing some good basketball for Little Rock of late. Whenever he's making shots, opens up so much for the Trojans offense.
Thought that may have been some sort of Serbian celebration for a quick second, but instead just letting the officials know Williams off of the mark. And boy, I've been so impressed with Admir Vesuvich. He is playing some big-time minutes for this Little Rock squad, and now Jefferson can tie this game up, and he does just that with a corner triple. Jack Stevenson are going nuts. We're tied at 36 all.
This doesn't really seem possible in the sense that it felt like Little Rock has been playing from behind, and they have, frankly, this entire game. It's halftime has made 5 of their 9 shots. Coastal really struggling since coming out of the break, just 1 of 7 to start the second half from the floor.
We will see if the Chanticleers can get something going offensively. They are over their last 4, haven't scored in over 3 minutes. Vesuvich extending the baseline. Diba, the feed, and what a job. And man, when they need an answer, it has been Vince Cole tonight.
And what a shot there, the high arcer along the baseline. I believe that was Jordan Jefferson who had the nice contest, but Cole just makes the tough shot.
So we'll see if Little Rock can respond on the other end.
He's not playing his best game tonight. hasn't been able to get going the way he did at Arkansas State on Saturday.
Here's Myron Gardner trying to get going like he did against App State, and how about that? Myron Gardner, the and one.
And Gardner here will go to the line with a chance to give Little Rock, I believe, its first lead of the game.
Correct.
Confirmed.
Confirmed as I look at the stats.
38 all. Little Rock has made its last 3 shots from the floor.
How about Myron Gardner and this Little Rock Trojans team battling back? It has been a tough season for these guys, but man, they do not quit. And now on senior night, trailing by 14 in the first, up 1, and Myron Gardner is frustrated with himself, picking up a silly foul.
Yeah, got a little handsy out there. Just a little too aggressive, almost all the way out to half court. Just an over contest there by Gardner.
Only the second for Gardner, is now Coastal trying to rally the troops and get back on track. They were dominating this basketball game for the most part in the first half, and now in the second half it's been all Little Rock. We'll see if they can regroup. How's that for regrouping? A great feed inside to the big fella Mustafa.
Yeah, some good offense there by Coastal Carolina. That's been in short supply since halftime. Chants have really struggled to make shots.
Little Rock trying to answer on the other end. Here's Gardner running things. Back over to Smith. Jefferson driving to the left side. Good transitional ball movement by the Trojans. Here's Smith off of the screen. Got to go, 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He's going to go one-on-one ISO and feed. Back out to Basubic with 1 second, and oh, I thought he nailed it, but it's in and out.
Great drive there by DJ Smith to penetrate the defense. Kicks it out. Basubic couldn't knock it down. DJ Smith's going to push this ball on the rebound. We'll slow it down and give it back to Gardner.
See if Gardner tried to feed it inside of Basubic, trying to corral it, gets kicked, and finally out of there. And Admir looking for a call. Instead, it's Coastal ball. Cole. Back over to Diva to Mustafa, left hand, can't get it to go. And now they're going to go the other way with it and get Mustafa this time with the foul on Gardner.
Going to be the third on Mustafa as we get a look here. Had a great look there in the post, just couldn't knock it down. Gardner pulls down his 4th rebound of the game. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Probably not going to have back-to-back triple doubles tonight. Don't want to disappoint
I'm not
fans.
calling it yet.
This man's an optimist.
I'm not calling it yet. We could have overtime. You never know. Now we're going to get a whistle, and we'll see. I think that was a grab by Lakai on Gardner, and now that's back-to-back times by Myron Gardner, where he's got a couple of fouls on the shots.
Looking at the team foul situation right now, 4 for Coastal Carolina. Just a couple whistles on Little Rock here. Almost a little more than 7 minutes away into the second half.
Wide inbounds to Stulich, back over to Gardner, under 20 seconds on the shot clock. Again, Coastal led this by as many as 14 in the first half, and now we will get an offensive foul on a screen. And that one will go against Gardner. And now Garner's got to be careful. They cannot afford to lose him, as he is now up to 3 fouls.
Yeah, 3 personals, joins Stulich and Jefferson with 3 fouls. All those guys very important for Little Rock. Need to keep each of those guys on the floor. And have we seen Nicola Marich since halftime?
I don't believe so. There's a 3-ball attempt, and that one is knocked down by Lakai, who picked up the offensive foul and then knocks down the triple. Patrick, I don't even see him on the bench.
I don't either. So we are on Marich watch right now. Of course, he had the injury that kept him out for a couple weeks. Came back and played on Thursday against App State. Was not quite himself. And I think we're safe to say wasn't quite himself in the first half tonight against Coastal Carolina as well.
And that's going to be a huge loss for Little Rock if Nicola Marich is done for this ball game. Yeah, we have not seen him at all here in this second half. And what's crazy is that Little Rock actually went on that run without him.
Yeah, arguably their best offensive player. Little Rock goes on that spurt without him on the floor.
So here we go, Little Rock trailing by 4. Garner getting the inbounds, looking for a little room. White posting up inside. Now Smith back over to Jefferson. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jefferson tries to take it inside. Instead, it's tipped away. Here comes Diva, guarded by Smith. And that may have been the smartest thing Smith could. We'll see what's in store the final 12 minutes of this ball game as Coastal with a chance to add to their lead. They are led by Diva and Cole tonight. Cole with 14, Diva with 10. Been really good at times, and then at other times been a little sloppy. The feed inside to Cole, and that one just off of the mark as Gardner grabs another rebound.
And Cole's been the man tonight for Coastal Carolina, their leading scorer. Couldn't get that one to drop.
So again, Little Rock hanging around in this ball game. Took their first lead, and then just miscommunication between Basubic and Stulich, and now on the run is Diva. That one, I don't know how it didn't go in, but they're gonna get a foul call. And that one will go against Myron Gardner, and now Garner's got 4.
Yeah, that's a tough whistle for Little Rock as we get another look here. Oh, don't really think that Gardner did much there, and that whistle came late. One of those things was almost like, I think maybe the was anticipating that whistle, but tough break for Gardner. Key player for Little Rock. Going to have to play with 4 personals down the stretch.
I think you got to sit him.
And he will sit. Going to be Jordan Jefferson checking in. Got a feeling he won't sit for long.
No.
They need him out there. Always a tough situation for a coach. On the one hand, you want your, arguably your best player to be available on the stretch. On the other hand, you can't go long stretches of time without your best player on the floor against a team as good, with a defense as good as Coastal Carolina's.
So we'll see if Coastal can take advantage. They have so far a 6-0 run for the Chants, and they can make it a 7-0 run as Diva misses the second one, so it's only a 6-0 run, and then kind of another silly foul, and that'll go back the other way.
Yeah, C.J. White fouled on the rebound. Not in the bonus situation yet. Next foul for Coastal. Coastal's in the bonus situation the rest of the way on the next whistle. Little Rock still 1 foul away.
So that was Isaac Hippolyte with the personal. Here's Basubic on the screen, gives it over to C.J. White. White, he's probably the primary offensive guy now for Little Rock with Gardner on the bench. Basubic back over to White. White thought about going baseline, instead back over to Basubic. They got to get a shot off. 2 seconds, 1 second. Smith fires up a prayer. That one off the back iron, and it is rebounded by Coastal, and here comes Cole.
I don't know how Smith got that shot off. Had 3 defenders all over him.
What a drive inside by Cole. He has been special tonight, now up to 16.
Yeah, he's leading the way, one of 2 players for Coastal Carolina in double figures. He's really been the guy who's had the answer seemingly all night. C.J.
White tried to get an answer for Little Rock. Instead, that one is off, and it's an 8-0 run for Coastal, and they got a chance to add to it.
The Trojans have got to buckle down on defense right here. Need a stop.
Good ball movement by the Chants. Jefferson with the close on defense. Back outside, and here's a turnover. Is Smith able to get the steal? A 2-on-1 if he wants it. There's Smith with the left hand. Cannot get it to go. That was really good defense to be able to force the missed shot. And now Diva off and running. Corner 3-ball attempt is deflected by Smith. What a great effort by Smith back on defense. And now here's a chance at his layup. Instead gives it to Stulich, and Stulich gets fouled. And Coastal can't believe it. They thought it was clean.
DJ Smith everywhere on both ends of the floor. It leads the transition effort on one end, blocks the shot on the other. Back in transition for Little Rock on offense. And the Myron Gardner was set to check in for Little Rock. I believe Coach Walker pulled him back. I saw him grab Gardner and send him to the table, but now he's pulled him back, and will keep Gardner on the bench for just a little while longer.
I don't know how many blocks Smith has this season, but that's going to be his best one. I'm going to tell you that right now.
The man went up and got it, trying to see how many blocks he has on the season. I believe that is his first on the year.
I was going to put the over-under at 1.5.
I believe that's the first block of the season for DJ Smith. So got it in style after the tough, he missed the transition finish on one end. I don't know how he got back in time to get that shot. Hustled back down the court, made a great defensive play. Smith has been an aberration for this team. He really has. True freshman out of North Little Rock, has been a staple in the lineup all season long.
Shout out to Johnny Rice and the Charging Wildcats. They are going to be the heavy favorites to win the 6A state title this year with just 3 top 100 players on the roster. No biggie there. So we'll see what they can do. As for this Little Rock team, they got a chance. Here comes Jefferson driving. Deba picks him up, back over to Stulich. Little Rock needing some answers, down 6. White back over to Admir. Admir hits Palermo. Isaiah's only played 5 minutes tonight. They're going to need him down the stretch as he cuts and drives. He can't get it to go, but he does pick up the foul. That's a really nice backdoor cut by Isaiah Palermo.
That wasn't a good find by C.J. White. White, known as a scoring threat at that time, showing off his passing skills. Palermo will go to the foul line. As you said, Hayden has been kind of not a lot of run for Isaiah tonight. He has been one of Little Rock's most consistent players all season long.
We'll see if Isaiah can get Little Rock in 4. Instead, he's going to miss that one. And been a little bit of a struggle from the free throw line for Little Rock in the second half especially. Overall tonight, just 6 of 10. Got to be able to knock him down at the charity stripe.
Yeah, so important for Little Rock in a close game like this. Misses the second as well. Coastal going to look to push off the miss.
We'll see if the Shawns can take advantage. Little Rock 4 turnovers in their last 5.5 minutes. They also haven't scored in nearly 6 minutes. Here's a 3-ball attempt. That one little strong. Uduje tried to hit it from the corner. Instead, it was too much, and now it'll go back towards Little Rock.
And Coastal hanging on to a 6-point lead, but they have been ice cold since halftime, shooting under 30%, just 5 of 17 since coming out of the break.
Here's Basubic looking for somebody to get this thing out of his hands. It's Palermo. Again, plenty of time, 8.5 minutes left, and now we're going to get an offensive foul, and we'll see who they get. They're going to get Jordan Jefferson, and that's going to be Jefferson's 4th personal foul. Little Rock, boy, they're getting in some serious foul trouble with a lot of time left.
Yeah, 2 critical pieces for Little Rock, and Myron Gardner and Jordan Jefferson now playing with 4 personal fouls. Jefferson will stay on the court for now.
I've seen a lot of offensive fouls tonight.
Pat does feel like there's been more their share of offensive whistles tonight.
So here we go. We'll see if Coastal can add to their lead, up 6. Nice feed inside to the big fella. What a move. And instead that one bounces around. Man, Green did everything he could to make that, but missed it. Point blank range. And now Little Rock still again played really good defense in the second half. Got to get some points. Can Jefferson help him out? He can't. That one's off the mark, but I think they're going to get an over the back call, or at least a foul on Lakai.
And we'll see that will send Little Rock to the foul line. Going to be 4 personals on Lakai for Coastal Carolina.
Admir Basubic is not a guy who sees himself at the free throw line a lot, but we'll see if he can reverse this trend and knock a couple down for Little Rock.
Basubic has been hot from the floor, 3 of 4 tonight, has 6 points on the season. Admir is shooting 60%.
How about the big fella looking confident, knocking down the first one.
Admir's a new man ever since that shot he took on Wednesday night.
He's now the dentist. That's it.
He's got a new nickname, new reputation. New month, new me. Gonna have some.
We've got some condensation on the floor, I believe.
About to say, where's our?
He was ready to go. He had the mop, and they waved him off.
Yeah. Don't be shy, man. Get out there.
Let's go. So here's Admir with his 2nd free throw attempt on the way. And, I mean, come on, like there was any doubt.
The man continues to play well. Hit the deep jumper early in this game. He's had it going from the start.
Isaiah Palermo helping Cole out a little bit with the ball. Just here you go, friend. Let's play a little hoops. All right, here we go. This crowd's getting loud. 4-point ball game under 8 minutes left to play here. Final game of the season in Little Rock. Can the Trojans play a little defense and get some work? No, sir, not on this possession. What a drive by Green to get it back to 6.
His first bucket of the game that time goes inside and takes the contact. A nice physical finish.
So the lead grows back to 6. Here's C.J. White inside. got very close to an offensive foul. Instead, he dumps it over to Basubic, and now Admir. Boy, maybe playing the game of his life here in Little Rock, but what a feed. Man, Little Rock just got beat on defense. Mustafa with a two-handed slam.
Yeah, that time Little Rock tried to apply some pressure after the missed shot and got burned. Led to the easy finish for Coastal.
Admir Basubic in double figures. He's got 10. Here's Jovan Stulich looking for a little help. Every time Little Rock thinks they're going to climb back into this one, it just seems Coastal has an answer. Here's Isaiah looking to go to the right hand, off the glass and in. Isaiah Palermo, beautiful move.
Very nice move there by Palermo. Has not played a ton tonight, but it's been a player that has been very consistent offensively for Little Rock all season long.
So here we go, a 4-point ball game, 6.5 minutes left to play. Coastal looking for something. Here's a deep three-ball attempt. That one's deflected by Palermo, tipped around by Stulich, and now Little Rock with a chance to close this lead even more. That was great defense by Isaiah. Here's C.J. White. Three ball is off of the front of the iron, and here comes Coastal.
And this place would have gone crazy had that triple from White dropped.
Don't know what we're going to get. We're going to get a block. 6:08. So again, he's playing with 4 fouls. Jordan Jefferson playing with 4 fouls. On the other side of that, Coastal Carolina not as in deep of a foul trouble. Williams with 3 and Mustafa with 3.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the 2 players on the floor right now for Little Rock, and Jefferson and Gardner playing with 4. And worth noting that Admir Basubic has given Little Rock some great minutes here in what I can only assume is going to be an absence of Nikola Maric here throughout the second half. We haven't seen Nikola since halftime, or since the first half rather. Got to assume that Admir Basubic is going to be Little Rock's big the rest of the way.
So here's Myron Gardner, 6 minutes left in this ball game. He was the man on Wednesday night. We'll see if he can channel some of that magic he had against App State. Boy, threads the needle to Palermo. C.J. White from downtown off of the mark. Basubic, big minutes, big bucket. It's a 4-point ball game again.
And Admir Basubic now, that's a new career high on senior night. He's up to 12 points, 5 of 6 from the floor.
All joking aside, we have just not seen him play at this level all season long. And Jordan Jefferson nearly got the steal. Oh no, let's see if they get Gardner.
Coastal Carolina defense.
Well, you're right, Patrick. No change of possession. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Now down to 10. So Coastal going to have to get into their offense quickly. Cole's been the man all night for him. That 3-ball attempt is off. But Mustafa with a great offensive board back out to Williams. And now Deba back over to Williams. Williams the drive and the dump off to Mustafa. Gets the right hand and the foul. Man, that's a backbreaker for Little Rock. What a play by Mustafa.
And we'll see who this whistle is on for Little Rock. I guess they're going to get Basubic there.
I think he got with the left hand, even on, maybe on the face.
Okay, yeah. Going to get Admir Basubic, just his first personal, I believe. So Little Rock's basically only big remaining. Doesn't have any foul issues to worry about.
So a 3-point play for Coastal gets this lead back up to 7. Myron Gardner going to have to create something over the final 5 minutes of this ball game. Isaiah Palermo over to Jefferson. Back to Basubic. He's been good tonight. We'll see if he can continue the magic. Yes, sir. Admir Basubic gets it to go.
The big man is playing with all the confidence in the world right now. Again, his previous career high was 11 points. He's up to 14 points and is 6 of 7. He's only missed 1 shot in this contest.
Well, maybe Nikola Maric gave him some pointers inside the locker room because he's playing like Nikola going to that float game. We'll see if C.J. White can pick up the defense and get a turnover for Little Rock. Instead, it's Williams. A little bit of a push-off. Instead, that one's tipped around, and it is going to stay with Coastal and a fresh shot clock after the miss. Williams may have gotten away with a little bit of a shove.
Yeah, I thought Williams was fortunate there. Definitely could have been called for that push-off on, I think that was Jordan Jefferson who went flying, but offensive rebound went out of bounds off of Little Rock and will stay with Coastal.
So the Chants will maintain possession. 4:15 left in this ball game. Here's Deba picked up by Jefferson. Back outside to Cole. 3-ball. That one off of the mark, and Jefferson gets the board. Again, Little Rock, they've had their chances to cut this lead, and now Jefferson is going to get bailed out as Mustafa puts his hands up, and he can't believe the call.
About C.J. White's off shooting night. Jordan Jefferson not had the best shooting night of his young career either. Just 1 of 6 from the floor. He is Been shooting the ball really well over the last few weeks. On the season, a very good free throw shooter, just a hair under 80% on the year.
So 5-point ball game. Jefferson with a chance to cut it down to 3. And again, Patrick, the free throw struggles for Little Rock.
The struggles are real for Little Rock from the foul line. 8 of 14 now from the charity stripe. Little Rock got to regain focus at the foul line the rest of the way. Can't afford to let any more freebies go.
So Jefferson able to knock down the second one, back to a 4-point ball game. And now Coastal, who is in the bonus, Little Rock in the double bonus moving forward. Jefferson playing with 4 fouls, Garner with 4 fouls, Mustafa with 4, Williams with 3. Here we go. Coastal back down to Mustafa. He's got to be careful. Vasuvic with the defense, and what a layup by Mustafa. He has been big tonight. He's now in double figures.
Yeah, he has been a force for Coastal Carolina tonight. Not something that we expected, but he's got 11 points, 5 boards on 5 of 9 shooting.
Can Little Rock respond? They've gotten it down to 4 in the second half. In the final 5 minutes, now back down 6 again. Myron Gardner may have to take this game over. He's going to drive, look for a little bit of help, goes to his left hand. Here's White, the drive, the dump, and that one's turned over. And here comes Deba and Coastal behind the back. What a feed to Cole. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful.
That was highlight reel stuff there from Coastal. Cole with the finish. He's got 16 points, make it 18 points after the dunk.
Back-to-back sloppy turnovers for Little Rock. Coastal looking to put the dagger in him pretty soon. The miss, but the follow is good from the big fella Deba. And now, just like that, Patrick, 10-point ball game.
Yeah, tough stretch here for Little Rock. Couple bad turnovers, couple bad possessions have led to some easy transition buckets for Coastal.
6-0 run for the Chants in the past minute. Then another sloppy turnover. Little Rock, it's just falling apart for him. Another feed and a find to Deba. Now it's 12 point, 20 minute, 25 ago, but instead Coastal has opened things up, and now Little Rock is going to have to answer in a hurry. Here's Smith looking for a little room. Stulich back over to Jefferson, back inside to Garner. Nice feed to Palermo. He just misses, but he's going to get fouled, and now you can see the frustration from Green as he didn't think he touched him.
Nice ball movement there by Little Rock. I think it was Gardner who found Palermo underneath. Hayden has documented well the Trojan struggles from the foul line tonight. Every one of these are especially important the rest of the way.
I'll just mention it.
Just threw it out there a couple times.
Just put it out there.
Didn't harp on it or anything.
No. Well, Isaiah able to knock that one down. Trojan faithful, hoping it's not too little too late at this point. And instead the miss, but actually benefits Little Rock is Smith able to grab the rebound, so we'll see if they can add an extra possession here. Smith off of the curl, shoots the 3, and oh, that would have been monumental if he was able to knock down the triple and add a free throw. Instead, he'll go to the line 3 free throws, and now Green has quickly picked up a couple of fouls. He's up to 4.
And Smith, another very good free throw shooter. Almost 80% on the season.
So here's DJ. He will try to knock down 3 free throws. Hits the first. Well, that's one way to put a little pressure on Coastal if you're going to be Little Rock. You knock down a free throw, you miss it, but then you get a rebound, so a chance to get 4 points on about a 20-second possession.
Yeah, Smith misses the second, but has been he's been a staple in the lineup all season long, but really the last 10 games or so has kind of come into it, playing with a lot more confidence. Had that breakout game against UT Arlington. Man,
that is brutal for Little Rock. You get a chance at 3 free throws, and Smith only able to knock down 1. So it's a 10-point lead for Coastal. Very content with under 2 minutes left to play to milk a little bit of this clock and get out of here with a victory and head to Pensacola.
And Little Rock overall has struggled from the floor tonight, but when you combine the turnovers, 18 on the night, and the missed free throws, looking like it's going to be too much to overcome.
Well, now that may have been the dagger as Cole knocks down a triple. He turns back to his own bench and lets him know. What an impressive performance from Vince Cole.
And Coastal, another team that hasn't shot it well tonight, but they've done just enough from the three-point line as Palermo makes a nice turnaround jumper. 9 made triples for the Chanticleers. has really helped bail out in a way to win some close games.
How about Coastal?
Oh, I think Coastal's defense gives them a chance against anybody. Yeah, when you've got a defense like that, you've got a chance to beat anybody on any given night.
Well, nice turnover for Little Rock as Myron Gardner will launch up a three. That one is off the mark. 1 minute left to play, and we'll see if Coach Walker calls off the Dogs or if Little Rock will foul. Mustafa able to save that one, get it back into Cole. And now Mustafa with a chance to add to his point total. And I think, too, Coastal, as you mentioned, the defense has been really impressive. Obviously been very impressive tonight against Little Rock. It's as we talked about, man, it's kind of wide open down there.
It really is. I think this season is probably more wide open than any recent one that I can remember. I really like the App State team we saw on Wednesday. I mean, even a team just up the road in Jonesboro, a team like Arkansas State, I think talent-wise, that's an Arkansas State team they've struggled a little bit of late, but talent-wise, man for man, I like them almost as much as anybody in the league. It's just a matter of finding a way to put it together for 3 or 4 games in the Sun Belt tournament.
I just look at a guy like Norchad O'Meara, who has been so fantastic for A-State all season. We'll see. It always seems like during these tournaments, one guy in particular, maybe not one team, but one guy just takes over and is able to take one of these Sun Belt squads to the NCAA tournament.
Basketball's a sport where a guy like O'Meara can have he can just have an outsized impact. He can dominate a game, and the way he can score and the way he can control the glass, he's that type of guy.
Well, and if you're Coastal, too, you got a couple of guys, Williams and even Cole, could take advantage, and maybe one of these guys can make a little bit of history down in Pensacola as we are just about set. I can't believe it, Patrick, for postseason hoops. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm ready to get this Sun Belt tournament going. Ready to see what this Little Rock team can do in Pensacola. Chance to regroup and make some noise.
Well, this one is all said and done, just about a 3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. And Coach Ellis says, back off, fellas. We're just going to kind of dribble this one out. We'll take a shot clock violation as Coastal Carolina came into the state of Arkansas 6-8 in Sun Belt Conference play. And Patrick, they're going to leave 8-8.
Yeah, going to pick up their 16th win of the season here tonight. Cliff Ellis' team looking as dangerous.